Beautiful day here in Missouri. Nice sunny day. Not too hot. I like it. I'll take it. I always appreciate sunshine, always enjoy sunshine, even on the hot days. Figured I would go live and try to get some watch hours. The grind for watch hours continues, folks. All right. And even though nobody might be playing this right now, I'm talking as if people are playing this because hopefully we'll get some people to catch the replay. I want them to have some stuff to listen to. All right, just waiting for some, or rather, just waiting for. Hopefully, I'm waiting. I'm waiting in hopes that we'll get some people to show up and hang out and participate in this live stream. I want to use this live stream as an opportunity for other content creators to grow their channels and make quality connections with other supportive content creators. I'd like to also talk about growing a YouTube channel and perhaps discuss growing on other social media platforms as well. As of now, my wife and I have just our YouTube channel as far as a social media presence for educating and entertaining people. And we will be getting involved with other social media platforms as well, probably soon within a week or two, including, or perhaps possibly including, but not limited to, Twitter, Instagram, Rumble. Rumble might be first. Twitter, Instagram, Rumble, and Facebook. One or more of those platforms, we will be probably launching something within a week or so. So we are looking forward to that as we build our brand and as we use different social media platforms to cross promote each platform or different platforms. All right. And if you're playing this right now, please hit the like. My wife and I would really appreciate it. It's kind, it's free, it's easy, it's fast, okay? All those awesome things. Kind, free, easy, fast. Come on. Come on, hit the like. All right. I'm seeing 11 accounts playing this right now. If you're scrolling through, stop scrolling. Hang out with me. Hang out with me. Hang out with me. Hi, bro. Where are you from? Welcome in, Abhay, or Abhai, whatever the correct way to pronounce your screen name, whatever that is. I'm from Missouri in the United States of America. Where are you from? Welcome in, welcome in. Where are you from? I've got my big coffee. I'm ready to go. I think I'm ready to rant. I do rant from time to time. I'm a passionate, emotional person. From Vietnam, very cool. I love getting people from different countries in our live streams, in my and my wife's live streams. I love that. I love that. Welcome in from Vietnam. I was actually just talking to somebody from Vietnam the other day, actually. She was from Vietnam, and her husband went with her to visit Vietnam. I was talking to them. Carolina Kind Family Homestead wrote, cheers, welcome in, brother, welcome in. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the comment. I'm seeing 4 likes. My first goal for number of likes is 8. Let's get it up to 8, folks. Please help me make that happen. Really easy to hit that like. 5 likes. Awesome. And if you're just listening, if you're just lurking in the shadows, okay, comment. At the very least, say hello. Maybe introduce yourselves. Feel free to drop in the comments where you're from. Okay. 5 likes. Awesome. 3 away from my first goal of 8 likes. Let's go. Let's grow. If you're a content creator, I strongly suggest that you stay in this live stream because my wife and I typically get some very supportive, awesome content creators to join our live streams, and that's a great opportunity to network and build your channels, okay? I think way too many content creators on YouTube, and perhaps it might be the similar or the same with other social media platforms, but way too many content creators on YouTube focus only on or too much on subscriber count. Subscriber count is just one metric, just one measurement, and it is arguably the least important metric, okay? Now, sure, if you want to monetize your channel, you need at least 1,000 subscribers to monetize your channel in any way, aside from affiliate marketing, aside from donations and things outside of YouTube. You need at least 1,000 subscribers. So I get it. I get the grind and the hustle to get 1,000 subscribers. But from my research and from some very well-educated, don't mind me as I move some things around here, some very well-educated, very successful content creators have taught that it's more important to get quality connections, people that actually watch your videos and that are active in your comment section. Likes are important, clicks are important, but get people who help you with watch hours. That is arguably the most important metric that you as YouTube content creators should focus on. And I assume it's probably similar or the same on other social media platforms as well. Vay's Place, that is Verna. Hey, Colin, showing some love until my ride gets here. Boom, thank you so much, Verna. We got Verna in the house. Folks, when I say Verna, I'm talking about the awesome, awesome person who has the awesome channel, Vay's Place. She's a personal friend of mine, and I got a lot of love for Verna, okay? And Willie, he's a personal friend of mine. He's the gentleman who has the channel, Carolina Kind Family Homestead. Awesome guy, has an awesome channel. Both just great people, great content, very knowledgeable people, type of people you folks can definitely learn from. Got Willie and Verna in the house. I'm happy they made it. I planted my fall garden, finished it this morning. 4 power claps for you, Verna. Great job, great hustle, great job making it happen. Our fall gardening has already begun. I'm actually looking at a bunch of seedlings, okay? Small plants right in front of me. And I've got a very large container here with some lemongrass that it looks like my wife and slash or our older son and slash or our younger son gave a haircut to. They trimmed it. And I've got another lemongrass plant right over here. Lemongrass is very much a grass, folks. It grows as long as it, from my experience, as long as it gets a good amount of sunlight, it seems to like the heat. And as long as it's watered enough, it seems to grow very much just like a grass continually. Great stuff. It's a great culinary thing to have. Great for soups, okay? Stews, great with fish, okay? Really, really great option to grow. I think it would not survive outside here in Zone 7A if we left it outside. However, we will be bringing these indoors, hopefully before it gets too cold, to overwinter them inside. I hope they make it. This is, I believe, our first year ever growing lemongrass, and I'm very happy with it so far. My awesome wife and I think our older son and maybe our younger son made some wreaths, lemongrass wreaths, and or like lemongrass bundles or whatever, just simply wrapping it up. It's pretty cool stuff. And that could be dropped into like a soup or something. You can use it for a tea. It might be called a sachet, perhaps. All right. I'm actually planning on getting a bunch of gardening done today. I would really love to get some gardening done. We want to really grind with our fall garden. Gardening season for, I would say, many folks is not done yet. You still have time to grow lots of amazing things. Let me turn my phone a little bit. Oh, cool. Verna wrote some stuff that she planted or is growing or whatever. Chioggia beets, French breakfast radishes, bok choy, butter crunch lettuce, arugula, Lola Rosa lettuce or Lala Rosa lettuce or Rosa, Lala Rosa, perhaps, lettuce, and lacinato kale. Awesome, awesome, awesome selection, Verna. I like that a lot. I like your choices a lot. Those all seem like really great fall options. I believe my wife, maybe our older son as well, maybe our younger son as well, had planted some beets. I don't know. I don't remember if or if one of them or more than one of them, my wife, maybe our older son, maybe our younger son, had direct sown them, or if they started in seed cell trays or whatever like this, or maybe they did both, or whoever did both. But I believe some beets were planted. Carolina Khan wrote nice. I'm not sure if that was about what Verna wrote or what I said or both. People don't realize that fall and winter kale are sweeter than summer kale. Excellent point, Verna. Excellent point. And I'd like to get into at least a little bit the science behind that. So that reminds me of actually a video that my wife and I posted about plants tasting better. I don't recall the name of the title for sure. It was something about, I believe it was a long form video. Actually, maybe it was a short, but about how certain plants taste better when it's actually cold, even with a frost, with like one frost or a couple or a few frosts, preferably not too cold, just touching that frost level. What happens is plants produce sugars and they move throughout the body of the plant, and it kind of acts as or serves or does act as an antifreeze. So having an abundance of sugars or having whatever amount of sugars in the plant's body, the above ground growth, and perhaps it's in the roots as well for some plants, it changes the freezing point. Think of aqueous solutions to get back to chemistry class. Aqueous solutions can raise the lower the freezing point. That's why, for example, people will use like salt on their driveways or things. All you're doing is mixing salt and water. You're creating an aqueous solution. So instead of like, for example, something melting at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, it might melt at, let's say, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's certain plants will produce their own antifreeze with sugars, and the sugars make it taste sweeter. So that is an excellent point. There's a little bit of the science behind it for you folks. DC Outdoors, or hi Colin, what's up? What's up? Welcome in. Happy you made it. Oh, we got Roadhog too in the house. We got an awesome crew. We got Verna. I'm gonna read the channel names: Vay's Place, Roadhog, DC Outdoors, and Carolina Khan Family Homestead. Just in case anyone's listening, they don't know the names of the people. I'll read the channel names instead. Verna wrote, blessings, gotta run. Hey, Verna, stay safe out there, all right? Stay safe wherever you are. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the support. I'm seeing 7 likes. Some of you, or maybe all of you, missed what my first goal for number of likes was. It was 8. So we're 1 like away from my first goal. Please help a brother out. Boom! 4 power claps for that goal reached because of the awesome people who hit the like. Thank you, everybody. Second goal, we're moving and grooving. Second goal is going to be 12 for a number of likes. Help a brother out and help out my wife and help out our 2 sons, our older son, our younger son. Help out our whole family, because when you folks help, when you support our YouTube channel. You're helping my wife, our 2 sons, and I. You're helping our whole family. So we really, really appreciate it, folks. We really appreciate the support. DC Outdoors World, I got you. Boom, awesome. So what's up? How you doing? What's up, DC Outdoors? What's up, Carolina Kind Family Homestead? Use the screen names just in case people don't know. If I start dropping personal names, people might not know who I'm talking about. What is everybody up to today? Roadhog, what are you up to today? I believe, if my memory is correct, yesterday you were doing some yard work. Was that true? Is that what you were doing yesterday, Roadhog? Getting some yard work done? Maybe you had wrote in yesterday's live stream that you were doing some weed whacking, perhaps? Alim Amjad wrote, hi, welcome in, Alim Amjad. John Ethier, my dog died on my birthday, which is today. Well, sadly, folks, because trolls exist and because trolls be trolling out here on these YouTube streets, I don't automatically believe everything people write. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I just don't believe everything that people write because trolls be trolling on these YouTube streets. So if your dog did actually die, and if died today, and if today actually is your birthday, then I'm sorry your dog died. If your dog died whenever, and if it is actually your birthday, then happy birthday. All right. Some people write some horrible things and some weird things. Some people write some things that are not true. It's okay. I get it a lot. We'll have the best day. I don't know if John meant well have the best day or we'll have the best day. Whoever we'll may be. Or will be. Oh, well, we'll have the best day. Well, John, I want you to stay here. I want you to hang out, okay? And again, I'm not trying to be insensitive by not just believing what you wrote was true, because I've learned that people write things in live streams sometimes that are not true. So I don't want to be fooled. Okay, I will stay. You seem kind. I hope you do stay, and thank you. I consider myself to be a kind person. I try to be kind. I fail at times. I definitely fail at times, but overall, I do typically try to be kind, and I am typically kind. Let me go back into the comments. And John Ethier, or Ethier, however your name is pronounced, if I did not welcome you in, then welcome in. Because even if you were lying or trolling in the beginning, your more recent comment or comments, you seem to be nice. So I'm going to be nice to you. I'm not saying you were trolling. Maybe you were told the truth. I don't know. DC Outdoors, just busy, brother. Children have started back up football and school around the corner. So summer feels like it's coming to an end. Oh, I know. Summer feels like it's coming to an end. I've actually seen, and maybe you folks have seen this as well, I've actually seen quite a bit of leaf drop from trees and / or plants. Like the type of leaf drop where it's like if a wind blows, it's just coming down nonstop for a period of time. And I wonder if that is a sign that fall has already started or fall is coming soon. Have you folks been noticing any leaf drop? Besides like just a little bit of leaves. I'm talking like a noticeable, relatively large amount of leaves dropping in your area. Let me know. I have like between that, noticing the leaves dropping, and something that Shawnee, who's an awesome person that my wife and I are connected to here on YouTube, Shawnee had mentioned something about frost recently in a live stream, I believe. She had mentioned something about frost coming in 60 days, or supposedly frost coming in about 60 days. And my wife, Nicole, had mentioned regarding a plant on our property that we think might be goldenrod that when goldenrod blooms, supposedly, I don't know if this is one of those like rural myths or something, if there's actually any science to it, or if it's just one of those things that people have said and there's science to it, or whatever. I might have said a thing or things that didn't make sense there, but supposedly it's a thing that however many people believe that when goldenrod blooms, it's a sign that frost is about 60 days or 60 days away. And I think we may have seen some goldenrod. Some plant was definitely bloomed, and it might be goldenrod. So between what my wife said, what Shawnee said, what I've noticed with the leaves, I have a thought or thoughts and slash or a feeling or feelings that fall is going to hit soon this year. I love all the seasons. I love all the seasons, like in general. Don't like the bitter. I think I mixed bitter and cold together. The bitter, brutal cold. I don't like that, but I do love the winter. And I do like the cold sometimes, as long as it's not too painful. It's nice to be outside and feel that cold sometimes, as long as it's not painful. Again, I don't like the painful cold. That's horrible. And it's also nice to be inside on a cold day. So I like the cold, again, as long as it's not painful, outside and inside. I like the cold when it's cold outside. I like to be outside, and I also like to be inside when it's cold. Not a fan of that like hurt your hands kind of cold though. Don't like that. Like when my jaw hurts, and don't like that level of cold. And it be like that sometimes here in the Midwest. It can get to below 0 degrees, and it can be painful at times. But in general, I do love every season. But I'm not looking forward to fall coming. I want this summer to keep on going, and I want to just have a nice long growing season for gardening. Let me get back to the chat and see, not if I missed anything, I think what I missed. Just having fun talking, folks. Roadhog, yep, and today I'm scraping computers down. I would love to hear more about that. Oh, maybe Roadhog meant scrapping. I took it as you were, I don't know if I took the word scraping as scrapping, but I took it as you were doing some scrap work with computers. What metal or metals are you getting out of computers? I've seen stuff on videos or whatever of people getting scrap from electronics, and I love, like I mentioned in, I believe it was yesterday's live stream, mine and my wife's live stream yesterday, I think it was, I talked about how I grew up redeeming cans and bottles and doing scrap metal stuff, and I love that stuff. I want to get back into it more. Here in Missouri, sadly, they don't offer like local places to redeem cans and bottles. You can redeem aluminum cans for the aluminum value, but not like the 5 cent or whatever redemption option, which really stinks. In New York, that was available close by in most places. Back on Long Island, I'm talking about. So yeah, I would love to learn more about scrap metal and scrapping precious metals people get from electronics. I believe gold and silver. That would be amazing. It seems like it might require a lot of work and slash or certain tools, chemicals, maybe both, whatever, tools and or chemicals to do. But I'm definitely interested. Let me see. Working on hog pen today. Great job being productive, brother. John Ethia wrote, well, I believe I saw that earlier. He has 2 subs in Made Channel August 17th. Okay, I will stay. You seem kind. Thank you. Well, if the thank you is to me, you're welcome. Willie, who were you talking about when you wrote he has 2 subs in Made Channel August 17th? Are you implying that it's a troll account, or just that it's a relatively new account with 2 subs? Just curious. Just want to know. Maybe Willie was talking about John's channel, or the channel with the name John Effier. Perhaps it's FEA en français. DC Outdoors. I haven't seen leaf drop yet. Okay. But our mornings have been dewy and colder. And even some morning fog days. There's a chill in the air. Okay. And DC Outdoors, pardon my memory if you've ever told me, but where are you from again? Or if you never told me, where are you from? Some in today's calendar is different than hundreds of years ago. It could be early, and I welcome. It is 106 with heat index. Woo! That is hot, brother. Gold and silver. Wow. I'm assuming Carolina Con was talking about the gold and silver scrap that is gotten from electronics or whatever. John wrote back. Welcome back, John. I bit create an account yesterday. I low-key don't know what I did. John, do you plan on putting out content? Do you plan on getting content posted? I am in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Not familiar with where that is. I know where Canada is. Don't know about specifically Edmonton, Alberta. But thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Too far north for me. I could not deal with growing seasons that short. Although Canada seems to be beautiful. It does seem to be a beautiful country. A large country, relatively large country, rather. And I assume, like many countries, it's quite diverse as far as geography and different vegetation and things. So, John, do you intend on posting content, or do you want to just use your account for consumption of content, or perhaps both? Bet the fishing is awesome there, DC. Oh, I bet Canada has some amazing freshwater fishing places and probably some saltwater fishing places as well. I'm happy you mentioned fishing, Carolina Kind, because I really want to go fishing with my wife and our two sons, hopefully soon. I really want to do it. We live so close to a beautiful lake here, and I've only fished it like maybe somewhere between 2 to 4 times in like, I think over 6 years. So I really want to do that. I would love to catch some keepers and put some food on the table for my family and I. DC Outdoors Road. Yep. We are basically north of Montana. We are a couple hours east of the Rockies. No ocean nearby, but mixed geography of big, thick boreal, pardon my pronunciation if that was incorrect, or if one of them or both of them were incorrect, forest, rolling hills, and open farmland. That sounds beautiful. That sounds awesome. Good freshwater fishing for sure. Yeah, DC Outdoors has some awesome fishing content. And DC Outdoors, I am so sorry. I'm drawing a blank on your name. Please don't take it personal, folks. If I ever forget any of your names, I struggle with remembering names sometimes, and even in the business I work in, which names are very important. I don't even remember the names of all of my regular guests. So I meet like hundreds of people a week, and it is difficult to remember names sometimes. Shawnee wrote, "Oh my goodness, you're live." Yes, I'm live. I was reading my new book. What book, Shawnee? What book? I want to know. All good, brother. It's been a minute since I was able to jump into alive. I'm assuming they meant of yours. My name is Dan. Yes, okay, Dan. Dan, okay. Well, that will be easy for me to remember because my middle name is Daniel. So there you go. That's my middle name. Dan. Shawnee's here. Welcome in, Shawnee, if I did not welcome you in before. Good name. Boom, that's right. Power name. My second goal for number of likes, in case any of you missed it, is 12. So if you haven't hit the like, hit that like. Come on, let's go. Let's grow. Book is called The Continuous Vegetable Garden by Charlie Nardozzi. Or Nardozzi. Interesting. So continuous vegetable garden. Does that book talk about like succession planting? Does it talk about what to plant during whatever times of year? Does it talk about things to do in the off season in preparation for planting? Create a perpetual food garden that sows and grows itself. Sows and grows itself. Oh, self-seeding. You've got my interest, Shawnee. I love self-seeding plants. And even I love volunteer plants. I love it. It's one of those really exciting things. It's a great healthy dopamine hit, I think, to just see a plant pop up. Volunteer plants from self-seeding plants and even from plants that don't typically self-seed. We reuse most of our potting soil. And because we reuse most of our potting soil and our seed starting soil, which is, I would say most of the time it's the same soil for seed starting and just regular potting soil. Use the same stuff for most of it. We frequently get volunteer plants. It's like, oh, there's a whatever seed that was in the mix that just in the soil that just popped up. I love seeing that. It's a mix of permanent perennials, veggies and herbs, self-sowing veggies, herbs, flowers, seed and plant saving, building patches, zones. That sounds really, really cool. I'm going to look that book up. That sounds really, really cool. I'll be starting the indoor winter garden in 5 days. Wow. Well, maybe I was thinking that's pretty early. It might be pretty early, but maybe not for you in Michigan. It has charts, guides, photos. Nice. I love charts and photos. That sounds cool, Shawnee. Yeah, Dan, that does sound cool. That does sound really cool. Oh, Minnesota. I knew that, Shawnee. Not sure why I said Michigan. I know Always Survive is in Michigan. And Verna is in Ohio. Yeah, I know Minnesota. I don't even know why I said Michigan. Maybe I just wasn't thinking it through. So the reason I start the winter garden now is so by November, December, it's grown. The fall garden gets us to November. Okay. So are you planting in your winter garden in containers to bring indoors? Or are you talking about stuff you'll be getting established before winter hits outside or both? I'm curious. I would like to know. We are full swing, at least with seed starting and seedlings for fall gardening. I'm thinking of digging up some of our California wonder plants that we have growing in ground in a garden bed. I'm thinking of digging them up, putting them in some containers and overwintering them inside so that we could hopefully start off next year relatively early with some peppers. I'm not sure. It's there's only so many containers to use. we have now dedicated another room in our house to using for some gardening uses. If anyone has any information about grow lights that you recommend, grow lights, just like general grow lights that are good for growing lots of different types of plants, please let me know. I am relatively ignorant when it comes to grow lights. We would like to invest in some grow lights. For us, I'll say naturally, preferably cheaper grow lights, but a lot of times with things in life, you get what you pay for. So buy once, cry once is a real thing. Sometimes it's better just to spend a large amount of money one time and hopefully have it last and hopefully have it last for a long time and work well. I get that, but money's tight. So any grow lights recommendations, let me know. Started Tiny Tim tomatoes and Tabasco and black seeded Simpson lettuce and cilantro. Awesome job, Willie. I got to head out, Colin, and all in chat. See you later and take care. Take care, Dan. Thank you so much for being here and for staying active in the comments. I assume you hit the like. Thank you if you did. You're awesome, Dan. Have a great day and stay safe. What I do use is soil in 6 cells on 10 by 20 tray to sow. 10 by 20 tray. Okay, I'm getting a visual. Okay. Lettuce, parsley, cilantro, tatsoi, charred kale, micro dwarf tomatoes. This will stay indoors only. A pot when needed. Okay. Interesting. Fills on are okay. Spider, farmer, HLG board, screenshot. I have year-round indoor garden. That's so awesome. Yes, baby? Oh, what are you doing? Watching me? Okay, I love you. Where's Liam? Playroom? Okay. Yes, we typically grow year-round. Maybe we have always done that since we've been in Missouri. I don't remember if we ever grew year-round when we were back in New York, but the only grow lights we have were relatively cheap, somewhere between, I want to say, 20 to 25 bucks each. I think maybe full spectrum, perhaps. General Electric single grow bulbs that just go in the metal things that you could put like heat lights in and things like that. That's all we've got. We've got that. We do have a gardening room in our house that does have windows, so we can put the blinds up and let some natural light in. So, yeah. And we have another room we're going to be using for at least some gardening stuff. That might be our grow light setup room. We might use our gardening room that is dedicated just to gardening. We might use that for like seed starting, transplanting, kind of use that as like a workplace for gardening. We might use the newer room that we'll be using for gardening uses. We might use that as like just a big grow light room or a grow light room. So my wife has done some really awesome stuff. We've got a really nice setup in our gardening room now. I want to maybe do a video on that. Perhaps we've got she set up some like overhead hanging areas. We can dry things, cure things, some like pretty strong, I believe, like maybe it's metal wire or whatever. We have our herb drying rack, which by the way, check out our Amazon store. We've got herb drying racks on there. Highly, 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 highly recommend them. They're amazing. We posted a shorts and / or a long form video or videos about that herb drying rack. Pick it up. Use our Amazon store. That would help us out. We've got to hit a certain number of sales in our Amazon store in order for our account to stick. Everything on our Amazon store is stuff that we use. Like if you want to know stuff we actually use that we actually love personally, like the type of stuff we saw you face to face in the non-YouTube world, we would recommend to you and tell you to buy. Check out our Amazon storefront. The link is on our homepage or whatever, description page, whatever it's called. Check out that and get some herb drying rack or racks. We've got some other cool things that we like on that storefront. So if you would really help us out, folks, if you're gonna buy stuff anyways, just might as well use our storefront. Help us lock in our account. That would be greatly appreciated. And we've got a really cool, I think it's called a jelly cabinet that we use for storage in our gardening room. We've got 2 relatively large tables set up, and our grow light setup. We've got a pretty cool setup in there. It's definitely, and my wife has made it a much better functioning room. So our gardening has been really stepping up lately, especially since my wife retired somewhat recently, more recently. All right. Kind of depends on how big of a space you want to fill in with lights and the distance between the shelf and lights for which company style lights you want. Yeah, there's a lot to learn about grow lights. So much to learn. I think I'm gonna have to maybe start binge watching about grow lights to educate myself. LED shop lights at Walmart. I used to grow peppers one winter in my shop. Interesting. I have plants that are outside that will come indoor over winter, but it's like house plants, flowers, mulberry tree, ginger. Very cool. Very cool. I think our ginger, we're going to harvest some and then hopefully replant some, or maybe even just leave some in the ground and hopefully they'll pop up. We've got our citrus trees we'll be bringing indoors. We're going to be getting some dollies or whatever, some things on wheels to put some larger containers, like things like trees, for example, actually in our garage. We could open our garage, wheel them in and out with ease. We do have a front deck that we have lots of stuff growing on that there's like a little ledge or a lip or whatever that I have to lift things up. That's no fun sometimes with the large containers to bring things indoor. But the cool thing is a sliding glass door. Our gardening room is there, so we can just go in and out to the deck right there and grow. And what was really cool as far as efficiency goes, this was so cool, was we have our front deck. So imagine like, that actually might be considered maybe not a balcony, maybe a balcony, whatever, what we call our front deck. And below that, we had a garden right on the ground. So it was like we could just stand over the deck, water. We watered our plants on the deck. The water would trickle through, drop right down on the ground below. We could just throw mulch down there, throw organic matter down there. It was a really efficient, awesome setup. However, my wife and I decided to move that garden away from that area. It was relatively shaded. We moved it away from that area because it was kind of close to our septic clean out or whatever. And just in case there was, even though the drainage pipes lead away from that area, we just didn't like the idea of it being close to our septic, just in case there'd be any like contamination from that and/or so it could be more easily serviced or whatever. So the garden wouldn't be in the way if it had to be serviced. We had a reason or reasons for moving it, but the setup was awesome though. Anytime you can grow things above an area and grow things below an area that you're already growing things and maximize the use of your water. Remember, when the water is permeating and moving through your soil, it's picking up nutrients along the way. Anytime you could do that, it's smart. It's a very great way to use your water and a very great way to, as far as efficiency, as far as like if you lose some potting soil, boom, it just drops right into the garden, whatever it is. If you can grow in levels like that, I highly recommend it. My Grow YouTube channel on lights. Awesome. Thank you. I got some cheapos and some expensive bar lights. True white light, not blur purple or blue or purple. I have so much to learn. A Sinfinity Grow tents with temp and humidity controls. Type of light also depends on what you want to grow. If it's just greens or if it's flowering, fruiting items, they have different light needs. Yes, excellent points, Shawnee. That I did know. However, they seem to have general lights that are broad spectrum and good for most or all plants. I think that those types of lights I think might not be good for specifically fruiting life stage of certain plants, and might not be specifically good for greens, for example, but they supposedly do have lights that are just good for like most or all plants overall. We would probably try to get stuff like that if that's a thing. The general broad spectrum light. Maybe pick up some stuff that's specifically good for fruiting and things. Maybe, we'll see. Full spectrum is what I have, yes. Yeah, the full spectrum is what I believe our General Electric bulbs are. Yeah. All right. Awesome discussion, folks, but I am going to get going. I want to try to get some gardening done and get some things done today. This was fun. Nice live stream. Thank you, everybody who showed up and showed support by staying active in the comments and everything else. 22 par light intensity. I'm screenshotting things so I could research later. Thank you, everybody, for all the information about grow lights and recommendations and all that. All right. I'm going to get going. Folks, please help my wife and I out. Just a few things to consider. Just going to plant some seeds. You don't have to do any of these things. I'm already thankful you folks support us in the ways that you do. A few things to consider. Please check out our Amazon storefront. We need a certain amount of sales by a certain time to lock that store in and keep it, storefront in and keep it. So please check out our Amazon storefront. Also, please check out our most recent video talking about the app Fetch. You might still have some time to get roughly $8 in your pocket simply for signing up. It takes like a minute or two. It's really easy. Just for scanning some receipts of stuff you already buy. Highly recommend it. Amazon storefront, most recent video about Fetch. Please use our code to sign up. And watch hours in general. Please help us with watch hours, playlists, active live streams, live streams, published live streams, all the ways, long form videos. Please help us out. Amazon storefront, most recent video about signing up for Fetch and watch hours. Please, I'm just asking for help. Help us out, and we would greatly appreciate it. I'll catch the replay to see what I missed. Awesome. Thank you, Shawnee. You're amazing, Shawnee. And now that I'm finishing this live stream, please, once I'm done with this live stream, stop and connect to the other content creators that have been active in the chat to show them some support. They're the type of people to reciprocate and return the support. Jaked up 77, howdy. Welcome in, Jake. I'm actually finishing up. Happy you made it. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed to my wife's channel so you can catch our future live streams. I would love to have a nice conversation with you. I'll catch the replay. Thank you so much, Jaked up. And if you already are connected to my wife's channel, then thank you. Stay connected and please catch the replay. Amazon storefront, most recent video about Fetch, and help us with watch hours. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for all your support. As always, most importantly, first and foremost, God is great. Take care, everybody.